I'm not going to say that you remember that. I'm going to say, did you really catch that? Isn't that beautiful to have on Videogate? And he calls himself an enforcer. Enforcer of what? Oh, Doc, he's an enforcer. He's trying so hard to enforce lies and stories that he makes up. Well, you know, as you know, as he got to stutter to think of the next thing to make up. Michael, did I say anything wrong, or did I elaborate it clearly to the point? Because I don't want anybody saying, am I clear to understand, sir, that this is what you mean? Does everybody out here understand what I mean?
Crystal clear.
Okay.
He went on the internet, him and his sweetheart, honey bun down there. They went on the internet to find the record where you was arrested for beating up this so-called woman and put her in a coma. They went on the internet to find proof.
Doc, read my lips and understand what I'm about to say to you here, because this is very important. The same way I gave you all my government name in the beginning, the same way I gave you my government name and told you look up the purchase and look up the sale of my property that gave me all that money that's frozen up. The same way I put out my government name is the same way I expected others out here to spend that $29, $39. And no matter what we loaded up in that thing for cover, all I want you to do is find me one attempted murder charge, one assault felony conviction, or one crack possession or cocaine possession. I don't want to hear anything about paraphernalias, because we put a couple in there myself. Just understand what I'm telling you here clearly, because I don't want it to be said or misunderstood or missaid that he did not say this stuff, that he did not claim this is what he has in front of him. This is what his database revealed. The closest thing, I'm law enforcement, and I'm telling you that the closest thing you civilian motherfuckers are ever going to get to a 2829 and an NCIC on anybody is been verified. Now, you can use other things like that if you don't believe me, but either way, try and find one of them that's going to show a CDS conviction or a felony attempted murder, coma conviction. Better than that, just find me any assault charge. No matter what it is I told you in Videogate, no matter what story I told that he's using, saying it's your own words, yes, everything you put out here or try to blow up into a mountain, into a mountain, came out of my lips. But you're telling the public you can prove other things a little bit bigger. So the public, I think some of them are a step ahead of you, but you show nothing out here. You provided or proved or showed no truth. And with no truth will never come no justice. Now, Richie, on the other hand, and NYC Radio Wars Truth and Justice playlist, I think Richie was the ultimate pro at extracting and bringing out every piece of truth that can exist in those first 27 videos. I think Richie sealed it up with a kiss and some seriously tri-flavor icing on top of his cake. The only truth out here was provided by me after lengthy noise-making, psychology, and, well, you know how I did it. And the only justice is what's happening here now. All the plea clapping, all the personality changes, all the, I'm a public servant now, and I'm not going to come and do anything with those Kevlar gloves that you got on Videogate for 2 months straight. I'm not coming in through none of that because I'm deathly afraid. Okay, well then, you know, don't be deathly afraid to come to a Brooklyn sidewalk or a specific McDonald's and deliver your lungie. I mean, you know, it's the same aspect, man. Stop trying to sell the public a dream. Richie out here not selling them dreams, but delivering hardcore everyday realities. Right up in there, don't ever be afraid to hit rewind face.
Man, Richie, you did the fireman. You did the fireman crying. I'm deathly afraid.
and common sense is all he's trying to mask, like I said 2 years ago. Also, that video where you're laughing where I explained how that motherfucker could be locked up just for running his mouth the way he did, well, I elaborated on psychosis. It took about 18 months later to hear it first out of the Enforcer's mouth. But you won't hear it in the first 3 months of lockups with me on 19 for the end of 2014 or the beginning of 2015. No, sirree. Richie that bad. Richie can tell you all the words of vocabulary I had to teach the man. And he had to learn. He still doesn't use the vocabulary in the right context or the right sentences, but hey, we got to give him an A for effort. And any cocksucker out there that said, you can't teach an old mutt new tricks, watch Richie work.
Yo, Richie. What? Come here, Richie. Take you damn rabbit ass. Yo, Richie, link on Richie.
Yes, come on, Mr. Dollar Van. Hey, Mr. Dollar Van, while I got you out here, how long have you been driving Dollar Van real quick?
Like 2 years, 3 years.
2 years. You know anybody out here with the name Yellow, calls himself Yellow, or even owns a yellow van?
No, but you and your friends them need to stop talking. You're interfering with my channel.
Oh, listen to you. Get your butt back up to 37 and stop getting so close to my avenue, fathead.
Alright. Yellow man.
Imagine if you guys were on 30 right now, and I'm not even running nothing. You want your channel disrupted? I think that's a channel disruptor. Well, there you have it, guys. From a Dollar Van that's been working that Utica Avenue, Flatbush Avenue routes for a little over 2 years. My goodness gracious. What other can we conjure up? And that's not me telling you. That's a man that's part of that crew. That's a man that's out there every day. That's a man that knows every Dollar Van and taxi working those two strips, don't you think?
So you know Yellow Man. The guy's name is Yellow Man. He was looking for you. That's Yellow Man.
Really? What did the man tell you? He said there's nobody with that handle. Never has been, never will be, never even was for a brief argument. I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing the wrong things. Maybe my gate is capturing the wrong truthful facts.
The guy on the channel 2 weeks ago, he said, Richie, I want Richie. I'm Yellow Man. I'm looking for Richie.
Well, Doc, you put a funky junkie cheerleader in a mobile, they can pretend to be a Dollar Van. But if they're a Dollar Van crying about Richie, they know exactly where Richie is. And the last thing they would do is actually cry. They'd pull right up to his block, get out the van, and knock on the door. You feel me? So, that right there, taking those two facts into consideration, I think it runs all their conjuristic plans mood. More so if it's one of them whose radio I got off, quote unquote, allegedly fucked up. Imagine that. And the number getting close to 500 these days, guys. But in all the radios I ever put out here with you guys, other than the two that Punky Pie Man gave a radio check to, and the funny thing is the camera showed those radios weren't even open to touch, and the Delta seals were still intact. Punky not even knowing the radio on the table, not even knowing what I'm about to do, and not even knowing that camera gonna move like I didn't know. But isn't it, do you think it's coincidence that the two bad radio checks that motherfucker was out here to give turned out to be two untouched Delta radios with the sticker still intact? And when they were done by me, he was nowhere to be found in that radio check room. Richie Claw. Not one time, but twice. Two different radios. You know what I got to say about that? Richie's the king. Now we just got to find the ones with the put you me stickers, the PM stickers, so we can get them open and mounted, call a radio check, and swing in the camera and go, look, I didn't even open it yet. See this? Oh, that's right. They don't use stickers at that establishment. There is no establishment, man. That's just a hot shop to hide stolen goods and move stolen goods, defend stolen goods, sell stolen goods over the internet and eBay. Ain't that a bitch? Ouch. Gotta be worse than 383 First Avenue, facts like that, huh? I told you, this envelope I got that Paulie's old lady was nice enough to deliver to me a couple of days after he died. Well, you know, the way I got this envelope was amazing. What's in it? Detrifying. All right, Doc, you still there? Geez, what'd I do, shut the channel down? I find it hard to believe that truth and justice hits that hard. Well, the sad fact is that this is not a myth, but they do say that the truth hurts. And I guess by having a dead silent airwave after spitting out some truthful lyrics, forget 383 First Avenue. We're talking about coming to deliver a lungie. We're talking about being a patron in a specific certain McDonald's on a Brooklyn sidewalk that you well know me who frequents it or who's out in front. So you know what I got to say? Mean. Stalking, conspiracy, aggravated harassment on site turns into up. 187